The past participle is an adverb to describe subject indirectly. There is a clause. You have greeted me. The past participle greeted specifies the definition of the intransitive verb have to describe that the experience of the subject exists. So, the past participle greeted indirectly describes the subject. The past participle describes the definition of the intransitive verb have as a way to respond the period of time. The intransitive verb have describes the subject who are the listeners. So the past participle greatly describes the listeners who are the subjects of this clause indirectly via the intransitive verb have. The present participle is an adverb to describe subject indirectly. There is a clause. You're greeting me. The present participle greeting specifies the definition of the be verb, which is one of the intransitive verbs to describe the existence of the subject who are the listeners. So the present participle greeting indirectly describes the subject via the be verb or. The present participle greeting is applied to emphasize the existence of the listeners who are subjects in this clause. The speaker can convey the intention close to the original intention without the effect of the emphasis by the present participle with the clause stated in the simple tense. So the present participle greeting has the trait of the adverb. There is a clause stated in the present simple tense. You greet me. The past participle is an adjective to describe subject directly. This is about a clause stated in the passive voice of the speaker. There is a clause. You're greeted. The speaker states this clause in the perspective of the object who gets the action indicated by the transitive verb greet with the passive voice. The subject, who are the listeners, get the action indicated by the transitive verb greet from unstated subject. The listeners are the objects of the action indicated by the transitive verb greet. But the speaker describes this clause in the perspective of the object of the action. The condition that the listeners who are the subject in the clause get the action indicated by the transitive verb greet can only be stated in the passive voice. The fact that the listeners get the action indicated by the transitive verb greet cannot be stated in the other way. The description of the past participle greeted is the only function of the past participle to describe the condition of the subject with the trait of the adjective. The past participle greeted describes the subject in the clause because this clause is stated in the perspective of the object of the action, but the object or the subject in this clause with the trait of the adjective because the past participle greeted does not convey the emphasized or additional intention of the speaker with the trait of the adverb. So this clause describes the existence of the listeners who get the action indicated by the transitive verb greet. The past participle greeted describes the subject of this clause who are the listeners directly. The listeners who get the action exist.